welcome to Live Interactive English. This is Karen.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Shane.
Today we're looking at day 2 of fatbergs provide clean fuel. And the vocabulary words are harmful.
Harmful.
Some drinks contain chemicals that are harmful to our health.
Bacteria.
Bacteria.
This type of hand soap gets rid of bacteria.
Electricity.
Electricity.
The electricity suddenly went off while we were watching TV.
Management.
Management.
Charles is learning about money management by reading lots of books.
Optimistic.
Optimistic.
We must remain optimistic if we want this plan to work.
Do you feel optimistic about the fatbergs?
I don't know, because last time when we were talking about it, they didn't find a solution. And if they were to solve this problem, it would cost a lot of money.
Now they do have something they're doing, or a plan, right?
And I heard it's pretty smart.
Ooh, I like smart plans.
Me too.
So they're going to try to burn some of these fatbergs, collect the big fatbergs, and then they can make biodiesel gas.
And that's right. And by heating it up, you can destroy the harmful bacteria as well.
Oh, so destroy the harmful bacteria, and then you can use this as a fuel for making like electricity.
That's right.
And I know that a lot of the problem is because of the restaurant industry. They're pouring their oils right into the sewage.
That's right.
And that's causing a lot of problems. But if you can collect that
before it goes down in the drain pipe, right?
Then you can even use that if it's filtered or something. Then you can use that to power like buses and use that as like a gasoline too.
That's what McDonald's is doing right now too. They're doing that, and then that's how they run their trucks too.
Oh, okay. All right, so there's always a solution. If we put our minds to things, even a big disgusting problem.
Fatbergs.
Yeah, you can use this and change it into something useful.
Exactly. So that's why a lot of people are staying optimistic about this problem.
Okay.
And I guess we should too.
Let's solve the problem of fatbergs together, everybody.
Okay, let's do it!
Go!
Fatbergs provide clean fuel.
As it turns out, a giant mass of disgusting, oily sewage isn't as useless as one might think. Thames Water plans to put fatbergs into a special power plant. When they are heated to high temperatures, harmful bacteria are destroyed and biodiesel gas is produced. Biodiesel can then be used to create electricity.
Welcome to Live Interactive English Magazine. Today is day 2, reading an article called Fatbergs Provide Clean Fuel. Hello everyone, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mike, and if you remember day 1, we learned about the giant fatberg they found under the streets of West London a few months ago. It was made up of grease, cooking oil, tissue paper, all these disgusting, nasty things people had flushed and sent down the drain from their homes and kitchens and places like that. It collected into a giant bus-sized 15-ton fatberg, or giant mound or mountain of fat under the street. It blocked the water and workers had to go down there and clean it out, and it was disgusting.
It was disgusting, but today we've got good news for you.
Really?
Okay? Let's start reading and find out what some of this good news is. Now, as it turns out, a giant mass of disgusting, oily sewage isn't as useless as one might think.
It says Thames Water plans to put fatbergs into a special power plant. Oh, I guess the idea is to burn the oil in the fat.
When fatbergs, when they are heated to high temperatures, harmful bacteria are destroyed.
Good.
And biodiesel gas is produced.
Wow, there you go. Yeah.
So basically, they're going to cook a fatberg.
Basically, that's what they'll do. And of course, when you when you heat things up, as they might do in hospitals, for example, to clean things, harmful bacteria are destroyed. That's why we cook our food, right? Because if there's little bugs in the food, if you cook it, you will burn them off. Anything harmful will be killed. Something harmful is dangerous. It's bad for you. Poisons can be harmful for you. Taking part in dangerous sports can be harmful for you. Anything that you do that can hurt yourself, give yourself an injury, or potentially even kill yourself would be dangerous or harmful. For example, some drinks contain chemicals that are harmful to our health, so we shouldn't drink them.
Yes. And yes, we also have the word bacteria. We're talking about harmful bacteria. Well, bacteria are small, single-celled organisms. That means they're very, very tiny. And yes, bacteria are everywhere. They live amongst us. Now, some bacteria are okay. They live in our bodies or they live outside of our bodies, and they either do good things or they have no effect on us whatsoever. Some bacteria, though, are not okay. Some can make us sick. So if we were to eat some bacteria by mistake, well, those bad bacteria can make us sick. Anyways, for example, this type of hand soap gets rid of bacteria. Now, one note here, bacteria is plural. If you wanted to talk about one single instance of bacteria, you would say bacterium.
Yeah, it comes from the Latin. So generally, though, bacteria are so small, we will have thousands or millions of them on us. So we use that term, bacteria. Now, biodiesel oil. Biodiesel, yes, is a type of fuel. It can then be used to create electricity. So just as the way they burn oil to turn a generator and make electricity, they can burn biodiesel and do exactly the same thing. The point is they can make electricity from it. Electricity is what we use for all of our different machines in the house. Televisions, smartphones, computers, coffee machines. You plug it into the wall with a wire. That wire carries electricity and it gives power to your machines. For example, the electricity suddenly went off while we were watching TV. You know, when the electricity goes off, the lights go off, and all you can do is, well, read a book or go to bed.
Light a candle.
Light
read
a candle.
Book. There you go.
Yeah.
Anyways, with that, folks, we have come to that time. Time for our first break. But don't go away. We'll have more fun will be coming up right after this.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们在 Day One 看到烹饪油、油脂、卫生纸，还有其他的垃圾会在地下水道组成一个恶心又油腻的固体聚合物，那就是肥油球 （fatberg）。不过这一团巨大的东西并不像人们想的那么毫无用处。泰晤士水公司他们就计划把肥油球送进一座特殊的发电厂，它们被加热到很高的温度的时候，有害的细菌就可以被摧毁，并且可以制造出生质柴油气体。那接着生质柴油就可以被用来发电咯。好 ，diesel 就是柴油 ，biodiesel 就是生质柴油。那这边还有3个单字可以学起来。首先 ，harmful 是形容有害或是有损健康的，而 bacteria 是细菌。不过 bacteria 是复数哦。如果你想要强调一个细菌的话，强调一个细菌，那它的单数形式是把字尾的 a 改成 um， 变成 bacterium。好，另外 electricity 就是指电力或者是电。那我们接着回到课文中。
Fatbergs provide clean fuel.
Simply burning fatbergs could produce enough energy each year to power 40,000 London homes. In this way, the 15-ton fatberg can become useful to the city. Waste oil produced by the restaurant industry can also be collected and turned into renewable fuel before it goes down the drain. For example, every year McDonald's restaurants across London convert 600,000 liters of used oil into biodiesel to fuel half of their trucks. London's buses use 250 million liters of gas annually.
All right, so fatbergs are disgusting. That has been established.
Yes, we know that.
It turns out, though, that fatbergs can be converted into biodiesel fuel to provide electricity to the people of London. So there is a bright side to fatbergs. Anyways,
bright side. I like that.
Simply burning fatbergs could produce enough energy each year to power 40,000 London homes.
Wow, that is a lot of electricity for a lot of people across the city of London. Sounds like a good idea. In this way, the 15-ton fatberg we talked about yesterday, and the others like it, can become useful to the city. They'll turn into electricity, they'll save the city a lot of money, and they'll of course also help to clean the environment, which is a good thing too.
Sounds good. Now, the next line of our article says, waste oil produced by the restaurant industry can also be collected and turned into renewable fuel before it goes down the drain. Now here we have the word renewable, okay? Usually when people talk about renewable fuel, they're talking about fuel that can be renewed or replenished or restored. Okay, so we're talking about a fuel or anything else that has a source that can be refilled over and over again. It's not like fossil fuels or regular oil or petroleum that when you've pumped it out of the ground, you can't get it back. It's gone. It's been depleted.
Exactly. Renewable fuels or renewable resources are things like wind power or sun power, things that we will not run out of. And as long as people continue to use cooking oil for preparing their food, we will always have cooking oil and, fatbergs that come from them with which to create energy and electricity and things like that. For example, every year, McDonald's restaurants, just one chain, McDonald's fast food restaurants across London, what do? They convert 600,000 liters of used oil into biodiesel. To get rid of the used oil, they turn it into biodiesel, and they use that to fuel half of their trucks. The McDonald's trucks that drive around delivering food to the restaurants, half of them run off the used oil from the French fry machines after it's been converted into biodiesel. To convert something is to change it from one thing into another, all right? So through some kind of chemical process, they change the French fry grease and oil into biodiesel, put that into a truck, off you go. You have a running truck.
Yeah. Now, McDonald's trucks are great, but that's nothing. Get this. London's buses use 250 million liters of this gas annually.
Wow.
How about that? Fatbergs, they're kind of gaining a reputation here. Before they were disgusting, now we can associate them with more positive things.
They're not all
getting
bad.
a good reputation. Okay, with that, folks, we are running out of time here, so it's time for us to take a break. But don't go away. We'll be back to wrap up our article on fatbergs after this.
只要把肥油球燃烧，然后你就可以制造出生质柴油气体。那接着还可以用它来发电，真的太神奇了。那它每年产生的能量可以供应4万户伦敦家庭使用。用这种方式呢，那个15吨重的恶心肥油球就会变得很有用哦。而餐饮业者制造出来的废汽油被倒进地下水道之前，也可以把它收集起来，转化成可再生的燃料。Renewable 这个形容词就是描述可再生的或是可更新的 ，renewable fuel 表示可再生燃料。好，那文章接着举了一个例子，在伦敦各地的麦当劳每年会把60万公升用过的油转变成生质柴油，来供应他们半数的卡车燃料。好 ，convert 这个动词它有转换、变换的意思。那当我们说 convert A into B， 就表示把 A 转变成 B。好，接着回到课文中。
Fatbergs provide clean fuel.
Mayor Boris Johnson believes biodiesel could provide 20% of this gas while cutting down on CO2 emissions. Although it's true that fatbergs can cause big problems for a city's waste management, environmentalists are optimistic. Converting fatbergs into power gives a completely new meaning to the name clean energy.
All right, folks, we're back, and we're here to wrap up our article on fatbergs. Now, it turns out that fatbergs can be converted into biodiesel.
That's right.
Which is kind of a really, really good thing for people in London.
Absolutely. The biodiesel can be burned in power stations to make electricity, or it can even be put into cars and trucks to drive around, just use as fuel.
And this is good because this type of fuel is both clean and renewable.
That's right. There will always be more of it. And it seems that even the city government of London and the mayor himself are getting behind this idea. It says Mayor Boris Johnson, the mayor of London, believes biodiesel could provide 20% of this gas, the gas for the London buses, while cutting down on CO2 emissions. So not only would they use less gas and save money, but they would cut down on CO2 emissions. CO2, as you will probably remember from your chemistry classes, is carbon dioxide. An emission is something that is produced usually through burning or through using energy. So for example, when you turn on your car or motorcycle, that smoke that comes out the back is an emission, and as it often is, it's also a source of pollution. So if you can cut down on these emissions and the dangerous gases, that's a very good thing for the environment.
That is very good. Now, we've got more here as far as our article is concerned. The next line says, although it's true that fatbergs can cause big problems for a city's waste management, environmentalists are optimistic. Now, here we have the word management. It's a noun, okay? Management is the process of managing or handling something. Specifically, if we're talking about a city's waste management, we're talking about an organization in charge of, okay, or in charge of dealing with a community's waste. For example, Charles is learning about money management by reading lots of books.
Okay. All right. City waste management is most commonly seen in the garbage trucks that drive around, right? That's the most common way that we see city waste management, but they're also under the streets fighting fatbergs. That's another one of the jobs that they do. But all of this good news makes people in London very optimistic. If you're optimistic, you're hopeful. You're seeing the good side of things, okay? You might have sort of mixed news, but you're feeling like everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to work out just fine. The opposite, someone who thinks, oh no, everything will be terrible, that's called pessimistic. P-E-S-S-I-M-I-S-T-I-C. So hopeful person would be an optimistic person. For example, we must remain optimistic if we want this plan to work. We must look on the bright side.
Sounds good. Now, I say we wrap up today's article. The last sentence of our article says, converting fatbergs into power gives a completely new meaning to the name clean energy. Yeah, it does. Now that I think about fatbergs, I don't think about clean at all. But yet these very dirty, dirty fatbergs do create clean energy, so it can't be all bad or all that disgusting. Anyways, with that, folks, we are through with our article on fatbergs, so we are going to say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
原来这个巨大肥油球还蛮有用的嘛。那伦敦市长就相信说，生质柴油可以提供这些用油的20%，那还可以同时减少二氧化碳排放量。好 ，emission 这个字是指散发、放射，那 CO2 是二氧化碳，而片语 cut down on something 表示减少某事物，所以这里的 cut down on CO2 emissions 就表示减少二氧化碳的排放量。好，虽然说肥油球可能对一个城市的废弃物管理造成很重大的问题，但是环保人士却很乐观哦，因为现在这个肥油球它已经可以转变成干净的能源了。最后来看看 manage 这个动词，它有经营管理的意思。那文中的 management 是它的名词，而 optimistic 就是形容乐观的。我们顺便学一下它的相反词是 pessimistic，P-E-S-S-I-M-I-S-T-I-C pessimistic， 它就表示悲观的。好啦，那以上是今天的讲解，同学们别走开，马上回来哦。
Hello， 又到了 Grammar Express， 我是 Yvette。地沟油究竟能做什么？读到文章的第一句 ，As it turns out, a giant mass of disgusting oily sewage isn't as useless as one might think。结果证明，一大团恶心又油腻的下水道污物，并不像人们可能想的那样毫无用处。片语动词 turn out 表示结果是或者是最后演变为，通常暗示结果和原先预想或想象的不一样。句型 as it turned out 加逗号加上主要子句，用来表示某事的后续发展。其他相关的常用句型还有 it turns out 加上 that 子句，也是结果的意思。The date turned out to be the best one she has ever had。那个约会变成她有过的约会中最棒的。be 动词加 as 加形容词加 as 加主词再接动词，是表示和什么一样。 在这里是使用到否定的句型，表示没有那么什么。比如说 English isn't as difficult as you think. 英文没有你想的那么难。接着从文章里面我们得知，这些肥油球经过燃烧后可以作为生质燃料。Simply burning fatbergs could produce enough energy each year to power 40,000 London homes. 只要燃烧肥油球，每年产生的能量就可能足以供应4万户的伦敦家庭使用。Enough 加上名词加 to 再接原形动词，是有足够的什么来做某事。Enough 表示足够的，可以当形容词放在名词的前面修饰，表示有足够的。We have enough time to have lunch. 我们有足够的时间吃午餐。Enough 当副词时，则是要放在形容词或者是副词的后面。用形容词或副词加上 enough to 再接原形动词，表示程度怎么样，得足以什么。Jeff doesn't play basketball well enough to enter the school team. Jeff 篮球打得不够好，而无法进校队。Mayor Boris Johnson believes biodiesel could provide 20% of this gas, while cutting down on carbon dioxide emissions. 市长 Boris Johnson 相信生质柴油可以提供这些用油的20%，同时减少二氧化碳的排放量。Cut down on 加上名词或动名词，意思是减少或者是减低。这个片语表示减少某事物的量，也可以说成 cut back on 加上名词或动名词。If you want to be healthier, you should cut down on sugar. 如果你想要更健康，就应该要少吃糖。谢谢收看今天的 Grammar Express， 我们下次见，拜拜。
3, 2, 1, action!
Marty 阴错阳差的从1985年回到了1965年，他必须说服年轻的疯狂博士来协助他，但是当时时光机所需要的原子能源并不存在，因此无法启动。
Hey kid, looking for somebody?
Doc! Dr. Brown! You are Dr. Brown! Yes, boy, am I glad to see you, Dr. Brown!
Do I know you, kid?
Well, not exactly. That is, not yet. My name is Marty McFly, and what I'm about to say is going to sound incredible, but you're the only man on earth who will believe it. I'm from the future.
Great sales pitch, kid. So, what are you selling? Floor wax?
I'm not selling anything, Doc. I'm serious. I've got to get back to 1985. You're the only one who can get me home, Doc.
To get you back home, kid? I think you got me confused with the Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz? No, Doc. I can prove that I'm from 1985.
1985?
Yeah, 30 years from now. The future.
哇，你看他回到这个过去，找到年轻时候的这个博士哈，然后说，我那个博士啊，突然发现博士其实还不认识他哈，他只好在介绍说 ，My name is Marty McFly， 然后 and now what I'm about to say is going to sound incredible。我要跟你讲，接下来要讲的话呢，可能会觉得听起来有点不可置信 ，incredible， incredible，incredible 有点不可置信，但是也有这个是很棒的意思，哇，真是太厉害的意思。OK， 但是这边呢，它的用法就是不可置信的 ，incredible，it's incredible。但是呢，我不讲不行，因为你可能世界上你不相信我，就没有人会相信我了。I'm from the future， 我是来自未来的人，我来自未来。然后博士说 ，Great sales pitch， 哇，你这个推销员是不是？你这个销售术语讲得真棒 ，Great sales pitch，sales pitch 就是推销员的这个话术，他们的术语的意思。然后就说，那你在卖什么东西呢？你是卖那个打蜡吗？地板蜡吗？然后 Marty 就说，不是来卖东西的 ，I'm serious. You gotta believe me. 你一定要相信我。And you're the only one who can get me back home. 只有你才能让我回家。那博士一听可好笑了啊，让你回家。 回家是什么意思 ？Get you back home, kid. I think you got me confused with the Wizard of Oz. 你应该把我跟那个《绿野仙踪》里面那个奥兹大帝搞混了吧？那同样也是史蒂芬·史匹柏另外一部这个作品哦，他在里面这个也是要急着回家。Wizard of Oz 就是《绿野仙踪》的这个片名啦。OK， 那他到底有没有相信他呢？这个。他要回到1985年呢，一定要有这个很强大的能源才能回去啊！这到底怎么办？要是卡在1965年，那不是糟糕啊！请继续收看英文龙卷风。